Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be on a little bit more of an upbeat note, right? This is one of the most important skills you can have as an individual, right? This skill is selling. Selling. So the reason I say selling is one of the most important skills that you can have as a person is because selling is how we get opportunity. What do I mean by that? Selling is a skill that spreads out through many different facets of your life. So let's say there's a special someone that you want to date and you want to go out on a date with them. You think they are outstanding, right? What do you usually do? You usually sell yourself if they don't know you. This is why I'm awesome. This is why you should want to go out with me. This is why you're going to have a great time and you would absolutely regret passing this up. We're going to have an amazing time out there, right? Selling helps you get where you want to be. Selling helps you encourage and influence the people that you want to go, right? So again, selling an idea. I have an employee that I want to take a project for me. I think they are very capable of doing this project. They don't so much think so, or they might not want to, right? So I'm identifying what's important to them and what they're concerned about in this, and I'm selling the idea to them. I'm selling why. This is going to be a fantastic opportunity. You should totally do it, right? If I'm trying to get a raise at work, right, I'm selling why the skills that I have provided or the services I've provided, the products that I've generated, whatever else are worth so much that I deserve an increase in my salary to be able to compensate for continuing to produce these wonderful products for you guys, right? Because again, in the selling aspect, I can't extort them. You know, the difference between selling and extortion, right? How many of you guys like when you talk to a salesperson and they go, let's say an insurance salesman, and if you don't buy this, you're going to lose your house, your car, your life, and your family's going to be homeless in the streets and blah, blah, blah. And chances are that kind of selling methodology leaves you like, ugh, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to buy from you. I'm like, what? You know, and Simon Sinek is, I've had a few of my buddies kind of push back against me. I like a lot of what Simon Sinek says about the starting with why in the golden circle of marketing, right? So if you're not familiar with it, research Simon Sinek, that's S-I-N-E-K, golden circle of marketing. And the concept is people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it, right? And the example that Simon Sinek frequently uses in his works is one of Girl Scouts, right? So back in the day, now Girl Scouts don't really sell cookies themselves much anymore. Usually it's the parents selling. But when I was younger, it's the parents selling and the experiences that I've had recently. Just in case I have any Girl Scout moms or dads that are watching this and going, my daughter sells, right? And the ones I've encountered recently, it's been the parents. But back in the day, it was the daughters. And the way that these young girls would try to sell these cookies was always interesting. Like, I've never really been a fan of Girl Scout cookies, right? I'm not one of them people that say, oh my God, Girl Scout cookie. Because they've always had a real chemically flavor to me, right? So what these Girl Scouts would do back in the day is approach you and tell you about the awesome things that they have been doing for the community. Here is the growth that we have experienced as leaders, as young girls, as future women in the industry. Here are all the things we've been doing to benefit the community. Here is the wonderful outcomes that, here are all the wonderful impacts that we've had. And you know how we do all this? We do it through the sales of these cookies. Would you like to buy a box? Right? And the difference being, if they just said, hey, I got some Thin Mints. Do you want to buy a box of Thin Mints? Right? You would look at the box of cookies and you'd ask yourself a couple of quick check the block yes, no questions, right? First of all, let's say, do I like cookies? Yes, no. Yes, okay, I do like cookies. I'm a fatty. I admit it, right? Get down to the next block. Do I like Thin Mints? Yes, no. Okay, yes. Do I have enough money to be able to pay for the Thin Mints? Yes, no. If any of those answers ends up being no, because there's a whole litany of questions that we ask ourselves in that particular transactional type of purchase, right? We ask ourselves all these questions, and if anything ends up being a no, that means the whole thing ends up being a no, right? So the difference being when they would sell those cookies, as I alluded to a moment ago, about, here is all the great stuff we're accomplishing. Here is how this has benefited me as a human being and helping me be the best woman I can possibly be when I grow up. And we do all this through the proceeds of these cookies. Would you like to buy a box? In this particular case, you're not buying a box of cookies. You're buying a stake in your community and in the future of this little girl. That's a big difference. That's a very profound purchase that you're making. And even if you don't have the money, you might know other people that do, and you might let everyone know, hey, you know what? I know Joan in Human Resources really loves Samoa, or I don't think they call them Samoas anymore. They're Caramel Delights or something like that. Excuse me if I got the name wrong. But I know she really likes these cookies. So I'm going to let her know that the Girl Scouts here on this corner have these cookies. I might not want a box, but I might buy a couple of boxes and bring it back to the office and just give it to other people. Because in my eyes, I didn't pay for a box of cookies. I paid for a stake in the future of this young girl, right? Their ability to sell is what differentiated whether I bought a box of cookies or whether I bought a stake in this person's future. And the same can be said for many things in our lives, from trying to find better friends, trying to get academic opportunities, trying to find a partner in life, trying to get a job, any of these different things, right? These are all opportunities for you to sell yourself. But if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to market yourself and close the deal, well, guess what that means? You're probably going to miss out on a lot of stuff that could have come your way. This is why I feel that marketing, selling, the ability to sell yourself, to sell ideas, is probably one of the most important skills that you can have in life. And I highly encourage anyone to learn more about selling, regardless if you're in sales or not, because the ability to sell will be the difference between you being highly successful and mediocre. So thank you, and I hope everyone has a great day.